channel students. As I promised, I am back with another video. This time I am bringing you the video on the NCERT chapter 8 textbook questions. So without wasting any time, let's get started students. So first of all student, the first question that we are going to complete is question first of exercise 8.1 NCERT textbook class 10th, that is in triangle ABC which is right angle at B. So first of all thing that you need to remember here is class that we have given that the triangle is right angle at B. So whatever you triangle construct, the main thing you need to focus is it going to be right angle at angle B. So the naming goes like A, B, C in the figure as you can see. Now class, moving further, we have to calculate, since we are given the value of two sides, that is AB and BC, we have to calculate the sine of angle A and cos of angle A in the first part, and in the second part we have to calculate the sine of angle C and cos of angle C. So class, now moving further, so first of all class, let us take what we are given. As I mentioned in the earliest video, that class, always remember, for solving any question in mathematics you need to take in consideration what you are given. So here we are given that AB is equals to 24. Now we are also given that BC is equals to 7. So class, we need to calculate the third side. For calculating the third side we are going to use Pythagoras theorem, and you know that the Pythagoras theorem states that the square of hypotenuse is equal to the square of remaining two sides, that is base square plus perpendicular square. Okay class, so here in this triangle you can see that the longer side is going to be hypotenuse, that is AC here, and the other two side will be AB and BC. So substituting the value of hypotenuse, base and perpendicular, that is, therefore it is going to be AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. Now class, moving further, we are given with the values of AB and BC. So therefore substituting the value of AB and BC gives you the square of 24 plus the square of 7. Now class, AC square is equals to 24 square plus 7 squares. Now further, when you square out the 24, it is going to be the 576, and the square of 7 is 49. Now adding 576 and 49, you come up with the equation that is AC equals to root 6 to 5. Okay class, now you have come with the equation here, AC equals to root 6 to 5. Now as I mentioned in the previous video, whenever we move the square to the right hand side, okay class, it converted into the root. So the perfect root of 6 to 5 is going to be, yes, it is going to be the 25, because 25 is a perfect square of 6 to 5. Okay class, now moving class further, now we have come up with the third side, that is AC, that is required necessary to solve this question. Now we can move further. Now moving further, now we can complete the question, or we can solve the first part, that is sine A dot cos A. For that class, we need to calculate the value of sine of angle A and cos of angle A. So since we are talking about the angle A, the sine of angle A is going to be perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Class, remember here first of all we are talking about the angle A, this angle, and now we know that sine of angle A is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Okay class, so perpendicular here is going to be the side BC. Why it is going to the BC? Because as I mentioned in the previous video, the side opposite to the given angle is always going to be perpendicular to the given angle. So here BC is opposite to the angle A, therefore it is going to be the perpendicular to the given angle, that is BC. Now the hypotenuse, as I mentioned, is going to be the longer side, and we know that the inner triangle, right angle triangle ABC, there is only one longest side, that is AC. Therefore your sine of angle A or sine A is going to be perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is BC upon AC. So substituting the value here class, we will get, substituting the value of BC and AC, so we will get the sine A equals to 7 oblique 25, or you can say 7 divided by 25. Now class, similarly we need to calculate the value of cos A. Therefore we know that cos A is equals to base upon hypotenuse. Cos A is going to be base upon hypotenuse, cos of angle A, as I here you can see that. Now base is going to be here AB. Why AB? Any guesses, class? Yes, as I mentioned in the previous video, the base of a triangle is always going to the side which is adjacent to the given angle. Yes, since AB is the side which is adjacent to the given angle, that is angle A, and the adjacent side to angle A is AB. Therefore, it is going to be the base of triangle. If you guess it, then you are right. Now, substituting the value of AB and AC, we got cos of angle A is going to be the 24 divided by 25. Okay, class? So, now we have the value of sin A as well as cos A. We are going to substitute this in the first equation, or the first part that we need to solve. Here, class, remember, the first thing that you need to remember is here the sin A dot cos A. Here, don't think it is a decimal, class, because sin A dot cos A, here dot, it is between the two function and it means multiplication here, class. Yes, always remember in the trigonometry, whenever you come across such equation in which a decimal, or you can say the point dot is used, so don't think it is as a decimal. It means, class, sign of multiplication. So here sin A dot cos A means sin A into cos A. Okay, class, always remember whenever you see this type of equation, you need to understand that it doesn't mean that is it's simple decimal or a dot. It is multiplication sign. Okay, class, so sin A into cos A, it means sin A multiply by cos A. Now since we have the both the value, we can substitute it here. So substituting the value, class, we got this equation. We got such type of equation in which 7 by 25 multiply by 24 into 25. You just need to simply multiply them and you will come up with the answer, that is 168 oblique 625, or you can say that 168 divided by 625. So in this way you are solving the first part, that is sin A multiply by cos A. Now, class, moving to the next part. Yes, the next part, that is second part, that is sin C and cos C. Now here, class, you will see that angle this time we have taken is now angle C. Yes, class, the first time we have taken angle A, but now this time we are talking about angle C, this angle. So the class, first thing we will consider, or we can say that the first thing that we must clear that now if we are talking about this angle C, therefore the perpendicular and the base this time going to be changed. So the side which is opposite to this angle, the given angle C, is going to be AB. Therefore this is going to be the perpendicular of given triangle, and the side which going to adjacent the angle C is going to be BC, and this will be base. So in this case, base will be BC and perpendicular will be AB. Okay, class, now moving back to our question, we need to calculate sin C and cos C. Now the sin C in this case is going to be perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Now the perpendicular and hypotenuse going to be, class, same, but the perpendicular, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be changed this time, and this is going to be AB, because now the side opposite to angle C is only one side, that is AB. So always remember that the perpendicular and the base that you are going to decide is on the angle which you are given. Okay, class, it is not same for the both the angle, as you have seen in the earlier past, that angle, for angle A the perpendicular will be BC, but now in the case of angle C it is going to be AC. So this is angle C and the perpendicular this time, this is opposite side, that is AB. So I hope you clear that. Now substituting the value, class, of AB and AC, you will get sin C equals to 24 by 25, that is 24 divided by 25. Similarly, cos C is going to be base upon hypotenuse, and this time, as I mentioned earlier, the base will be the side which is adjacent to the given angle. Since the angle is changed, so the side adjacent to be BC, and this will be the base of triangle ABC. So here triangle ABC, for angle C the base is going to be the BC. So substituting the value of BC and AC, we will get, class, that is 7 divided by 25. So now we have the sin C value as well as the cos C value, and, class, as I mentioned earlier, the sin C dot cos C means sin C into cos C. So I hope you understand that dot signify here, the dot signifies the sign of multiplication. So sin c into cos c. Okay class, now substituting the value here, and we will pop up with the answer, that is 24 divided by 25 into 7 divided by 25. Yes, it is going to be the same as the previous one, that is 168 oblique 625. Okay class, I hope you clear this. Okay class, now here you have yes, it is same as the when in the previous first part. Now class, the first question is over. Now we are moving to the second question. Okay class, and the second question is going to be, class, in the figure 8.13 we have to calculate the value of tan p and cot r. Okay class, so we have the given figure, that is here figure 8.13. you can see this figure pqr. Okay, so also class, here something to note, that we are given with this side, that is 12, this value belongs to the this side. Okay, moreover we are given with the hypotenuse, that is pr. Okay class, now when we observe the figure, we are pop up with the two values that we are already given. So we will utilize these values to solve out our question. So let us move further. First of all, let us take what we are given. Whenever we see the figure, we have seen the values, that is pq given to be the 12 and pr that is going to be 13. Now class, we need to calculate third side, that is qr. So for calculating qr, we need to use the Pythagoras theorem. Yes, using Pythagoras theorem, or you can say it by Pythagoras theorem, in triangle PQR, the hypotenuse square is going to be the perpendicular square plus base square, or you can say that the base square plus perpendicular square. The both are meaning same. Okay class, now substituting the value of hypotenuse, here the hypotenuse is going to be the PR, and the base is going to be QR, and the perpendicular is going to be PQ. Now substituting these value, we have the value of PR square from equation, you can see above we have the value of PR. The substituting the value of PR and PQ, we will pop up with the equation. Here you can see that equation is somewhat 13 square minus 12 square and QR square. Okay, the equation is this time wholly different as when in the previous, because this time we have given the hypotenuse. In order to find QR, that is base of the triangle, we need to subtract perpendicular from it, and then we have to find its root. Therefore we are doing the exactly same, and here PR square minus PQ square is going to be the 13 square minus 12 square equals to QR. Now class, moving further, solving it the value for the values, we will get 13 square is going to be 169 and the 12 square is going to be 144, and we will be left out with the value QR square equals to 169 minus 144. And when you transport the square to the right hand side, as I mentioned, when you transpose the square to the right hand side, it changes into the root, and when you subtract 169 from 144, you will get root 25 as the remaining value, and the root of 25 is going to be, the perfect root of 25 is 5. Yes, absolutely, you are correct class, the perfect square of 25 is 5. Now calculating the value, we have calculated the value of QR, that is 5. Since we have the third side, now we can begin with finding the value of tan p and cot r and then subtracting them. Okay class, therefore first of all find the value of tan p and cot r. Okay class, now we know that the tan p, here one thing to be remembered, that we are now going for the value of tan p, it means we are looking for this angle. Okay, now the value of tan p is going to be the perpendicular upon base. So here class, since we're talking about the angle PE, so the perpendicular is going to be QR because it is the only side opposite to the given angle, and the base is going to be PQ because it is the only side adjacent to the given angle P. Therefore substituting the value of QR and PQ, we will come up with, that is 5 by 12, because QR value of QR is 5 and PQ is 12. Therefore the tan P is going to be 5 oblique 12, or you can say that 5 divided by 12. Now class, we need to calculate the other angle, that is R, cot R. So this time you may see that we are taking the value that is we are taking the angle this time, that is this angle, the cot r angle. So in this case the value is going to change once again. Okay class, therefore now moving further, here the cot r is, we know that cotangent of angle r is reciprocal of tangent of angle r. Therefore cot r is going to be base upon perpendicular, as tangent going to be perpendicular upon base. Here one thing to be noted class, in the case of tan we have angle P, and in the case of cot r we have the angle R. Always remember that it is true that cot is reciprocal of tan, but you also need to verify the angle. Here we are taking the both two different angles, angle P and R. So here you cannot write the value of cot to be 12 by 5. Okay class, the thing need to be understand that you cannot, since it is a reciprocal of cot r, so you cannot underestimate and you cannot write it as 12 by 5 because you have already find the value of tan p. You need to remember that we are taking two different angle, that is first one is angle P and the next one is angle R. So finding the value of cot R is based upon perpendicular. The base is going to be, in the case of angle R, QR, and the perpendicular is going to be PQ, because PQ is the only side opposite to angle R and QR is the only side perpendicular adjacent to the given angle R. Therefore substituting the value of both, we get 5 by 12, or you can say that 5 divided by 12. So class, we are having now the both the values of tan p and cot r. So substituting these value, and we will find now tan p minus cot r. Okay, so putting the value in tan p minus cot r, that is, here you can see this is an equation. So since the value of tan p and cot are similar, the answer is going to be 0. Yes, it is absolutely right, because tan p is also 5 by 12 and cot r is also 5 by 12. So substituting the value, we will get answer 0. So class, in this way we have solved the another question, that is question 2, and we have found the value of tan p and cot r, that is equals to 0. Now class, moving to the further question, that is question 3. So let us begin with the question 4. Class, question 3, in the video I will not mentioning the question 3 and 5, as the class I have completed them in the previous video. They are same as the I complete given the example in the previous video. For question 3 and question 5, if you haven't checked my video yet, please check my previous video. Okay, and you will find the example related to both the question, and you can solve that question 3 and 5 using that example that I given in the previous video. So class, the next question is going to be the question 4. Now we have given that 15 cot A equals to 8. Remember class, what we are given always, because it is going to be helpful, and we have to calculate the sin A and secant A. Okay class, we are given with the 15 cot A and we have to calculate, find sin A and secant A. Okay class, so with let us take what we have given. Class, we are given that 15 cot A equals to 8. So 15, from the equation it is already clear that it is 15 cot A. Okay class, it means that we can transpose 15. It means that 15 multiplied by cot A equals to 8. So it is clear from the figure that 15 is transposable to the right hand side. So when we transpose the 15 to the right hand side, it is going to be like cot A equals to 8 by 15. Okay class, and let the equation be 1. Now we know that class, cot A equals to base upon perpendicular, and therefore if we talk about angle A, here we are talking about angle A. So in this case the perpendicular is going to be BC, because it is the only side opposite to the given angle, and adjacent side going to be AB. Okay class, so since we know that cot A equals to base upon perpendicular, so substituting the value of base, that is AB, and perpendicular is BC, let it be equation 2. Now class, when we compare equation 1 and 2, we will get the value of AB BC, because cot A value is going to be 8 by 15, and it is also cot A equals to base upon perpendicular. So base here is AB and perpendicular is BC. When we compare the both the value, we will get that 8 by 15 is equals to AB upon BC. So from using equation 1 and 2, we can calculate that AB is going to be 8 centimeter, or you can say just 8, and BC is going to be 15. So we are with the values of side AB and BC. Now we need just only to calculate the remaining side, that is AC. Okay class, therefore using Pythagoras theorem, we know that Pythagoras theorem states that hypotenuse square equals to base square plus perpendicular square. Therefore substituting the value of perpendicular, base and hypotenuse, that is AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. Okay class, now we are with the values of AB square and BC square, and AB square value is 8 square and BC square value is going to be 15 square. Now the perfect square of 8 is 64 and the perfect square of 15 is 225. When we add these two values, we are with having the value AC square equals to 64 plus 225. Now AC is going to be equal to root under root 289. Okay class, and the perfect root of 289 is going to be class 17, because when you multiply 17 into 17 you get 289. Okay class, now since we know the perfect square of 289 is 17, so the AC is going to be the side AC, that is the hypotenuse of triangle ABC, is going to be 17. Now since we have the third side, we can begin calculating our quotient, that is sin A and secant A we have to find. So calculating the value of sin A, the value of sin A for the angle, and it means the value of sine of angle A, or you can say the sine of angle A. For we are solving the value for angle A, the perpendicular here going to be the BC and the base hypotenuse is going to be AC. Now substituting the value class here, you will get perpendicular to be BC and hypotenuse to be AC. Now sin A is equals to BC upon AC. Now substituting the value of BC and AC, we get sin A equals to 15/17. Okay class, similarly we are going to calculate secant A. Okay class, secant A is going to be hypotenuse upon base, because it is the reciprocal of cos A. Okay class, now substituting the value of hypotenuse, that is AC, and substituting the value of base, that is AB, we have secant A equals to, that is 17 divided by 8. Okay class, now class, moving to the next question. I hope you understand this one also. So now class, the question number 6, as I mentioned earlier, the question 3 and question 5 is similar to the example that I have completed in the previous video. For that you have to check my previous video that I will leave link across the end of this video. So class, make sure you will check out and solve the question 3 and 5. Okay class, now moving to question 6 class. This is a tricky question, and this question is repeatable in all examination of class 10th. So make sure class you understand it correctly. Here class, we are given that angle A and angle B are acute angle. Class remember, here angle A and angle B both are acute angle. Acute angle are those angle which is less than 90 degree or equal to 90 degree. Okay class, less than 90 degree and equal to 90 degree. Now class, since both are acute angle, so they both cannot be the 90 degree. So the third in triangle ABC, the remaining coefficient C is going to be 90 degree. That means this time we are not taking the triangle, we are making the angle in triangles in such a way that is given in the figure. Angle C is going to be this time 90 degree, and angle A and B are acute angle. That means they are not equal to 90 degree, they are going to be less than 90 degree. Okay class, now so we have to show that, or we are also given that cos A equals to cos B, and we need to show that angle A and angle B. It means if we are given that cos A equals to cos B, we need to show that these angles both are equal. So therefore, moving further class, we are first of all taking in consideration what we are given, that is cos A and cos B. Therefore class, we are given that they both are equal. Now we know that class cos A is going to be the base upon hypotenuse, and in the case of cos A, since we have taken the both different angle in this case, so remember class which is base and which is hypotenuse and which is perpendicular. In the case of angle A, the base is going to be the side adjacent to angle A, that is AC, and the hypotenuse as same is going to be AB. Okay class, this is hypotenuse. This time base is here for angle A. Now class, since we have the value of cos A, that is going to be AC divided by AB. Now we are going to talk about class cos B. The cos B is going to be class. This time we are talking about angle B, cos of angle B. So this time the adjacent side or base side going to be BC, because the AC is opposite side to the angle B, therefore it is going to be perpendicular. So the adjacent side that makes sense is going to be the BC, and this is the base of the given triangle ABC for angle B. Okay, so for angle B, the base is going to be BC and the hypotenuse as same going to be AB. Now since we are given that cos A equals to cos B, we will substitute the value of cos A and cos B that we found earlier into the earlier equation, cos A equals to cos B. We will have AC oblique AB equals to BC oblique AB, or you can say the AC divided by AB equals to BC divided by AB, that is AC divided by AB and BC divided by AB. Those who are not understanding or those who didn't get it yet, remember class, we are given that cos A equals to cos B. Since we have given cos A equals to cos B, I have just equated and substituted the value of cos A, that is AC by AB and BC by AB. So I am just substituting the value of cos A and cos B into cos A equals to cos B. So we will get this type of equation, or you can say that we will pop up with this. So since we have AC equals to AB, therefore, and BC equals to AB, now these two this is going to be cancel out, AB and AB is going to be cancel out, and we will left with the AC equals to BC. Okay class, remember AB going to be cancel out, and we will left with the AC equals to AB. Okay class, so we have found that these two sides AC and BC are equal from the given what we are given, that cos A equals to cos B. Then we substitute the value of cos A and cos B. Okay class, we are up with the equation AC divided by AB and BC divided by AB. Now when we cancel out AB and AB from the both the side, we have left with the equation that is AC equals to BC. That means the side AC is equal to BC. Okay class, remember we have calculated and we have found that AC is equal to BC. It means this side and this side both are equal. Therefore coming back to question, since the both sides are equal, then angle A and angle B are going to also equal. Yes, we have in the previous year, or you can say that in the previous class, you have done in the chapter triangles, you have done that if two sides are equal, then the side angles opposite to the equal side are also equal. Therefore angle A is opposite to the side BC and angle B is opposite to side angles AC. Therefore by the theorem as we learned in the previous class, angle A is going to be equal to angle B. Okay class, and this is what we need to prove. Okay, we were given that angle A and B are acute angle and cos A equals to cos B. We need to show that at angle A equal to angle B. Therefore we have taken in consideration that we are given that is cos A equals to cos B. By substituting the value of cos A and cos B, that is AC divided by AB and BC divided by AB, we have come up with the value AC equals to BC. From that we are using here the criteria that we used in the previous classes to solve out the questions of triangle of congruency, that angle opposite to the equal sides are equal. First of all we proved the BC equals to AC. Okay class, then we by this criteria, or you can say that by the theorem of class 9, we have proved that the angle A is going to be equal to angle B. So I hope class you understand this question too. Now moving to the next question class. If cot theta, here we have theta, we are given with the cot theta, that is going to be 7 by 8. We need to evaluate the value of 1 plus sine theta into 1 minus sine theta divided by 1 plus cos theta and 1 into 1 minus cos theta. And the second part, we have to solve the value of cot square theta. Okay class, so solving the first part, that is 1 plus sine theta into 1 minus sine theta oblique, or you can say that divided by 1 plus cos theta upon 1 minus cos theta. So class, here class, first of all, the thing you need to understand is that you need to calculate the value. We are only given the value of cot theta, that is 7 by 8. We need to solve it out for the 1 plus sine theta into 1 minus sine theta and 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. So since we know that we have only given the value of cot theta, so we need to calculate the trigonometric ratios of sine and cos. Then we are going to solve it. There are class 2 way you can solve it. First of all, you calculate the value of sine theta and substitute in the given equation here, and then you can multiply, divide and cancel out every value, and then the value you will left is going to be your answer. And according to me, it is very difficult, or you can say the longest method. Therefore we are using here an ID from the chapter polynomials. We know that class a plus b and a minus c, a plus b into a minus b, okay class, is equals to a square minus b square. Okay class, this is the idea that we have done in the previous classes also, that a plus b into a minus b is equals to a square minus b square. So using this idea here, by using this idea here, that is a square minus b square equals to a plus b into a minus b, we are with the equation 1 minus sine square. Here you can see that equation number 1. Here we are now having this equation, that is 1 minus sine square divided by 1 minus cos square. Okay class, therefore we are given, moving back to the consideration what we are given, that is cos theta equal to 7 divided by 8. So we know that class cot theta is going to be base upon perpendicular. From here you can calculate the value of base, that is 7, and perpendicular is going to be 8. As I mentioned earlier, we are only given cot theta, we need to calculate sin theta and cos theta. Therefore I need to get the third side, that is hypotenuse. Since we have the base and perpendicular, so we need to calculate the third side, hypotenuse. You know that how we going to calculate it is, that is by using Pythagoras theorem. Therefore by using Pythagoras theorem we need to calculate the third side, that is hypotenuse. And Pythagoras theorem state that hypotenuse square equals to base square plus perpendicular square. So putting out the values, we get hypotenuse to be, here you will get hypotenuse equal to be root 113, that is under root 113. Now since you have calculated the remaining values, the remaining third side, that is hypotenuse, now you can begin with the calculating the value of sine and cos. Therefore I am calculating the values for the sine ratio and cos ratio. Therefore we know that sine theta is going to be perpendicular and hypotenuse, and we have perpendicular as well as a hypotenuse. Therefore the sine theta is going to be 8 divided by root 113. Now moving to the another value, that is cos theta. Now another trigonometric ratio, that is cos theta, is going to be base upon hypotenuse, and we have the value of base, that is 7, and we have calculated the value of hypotenuse class, that is 113. Now moving class further, substituting these values in the equation 1. Okay, so we will with the when we put before going to the equation 1, I have just make it out more simple by calculating sine square in this step also. So I am calculating sine square here, or you can calculate in the equation 1 by substituting value in equation 1. But to make it out simple, the calculation, I am substituting the value, calculating sine square in this step also. Similarly, sine square is going to be 8 oblique 1113 whole square. So we will left out with the value that is going to be the 64 divided by 113, because when you multiply root 113 into root 113, it means like when you are going to it sounds like when you calculating 113 or you multiplying 113 into root 113, it is going to be just 113 because root cancel out. Okay class. Now similarly we are going to calculate the value of cos square, that is 7 divided by 1 root 113, and it is going to be 49 divided by 113. Now class, moving further, now I am putting the values in the equation 1. Therefore, we have 1 minus sin square theta oblique 1 minus cos square theta, and when we substitute the value in the equation 1, this is equation 1, we will have 1 minus 64 1 minus 64 divided by 113 upon 1 minus 49 divided by 113. Here class, for your instance, let's make it simple. Here the calculation is going in this way, like you are having the value 1 by 64 upon 113 and 1 minus 49 upon the value 113. Just wait. So when you take LCM in both the case, you are having the value like this. You are going to, when you solve out taking the LCM, you will be handling the value like this. Okay class. So you will get this value, and 113 in the both going to be cancel out, and you will remaining with the upper value as I here 113 minus 64 and 113 minus 49. So solving out these values, you will get the answer, that is 49 divided by 64. So class, 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta upon 1 plus cos theta upon 1 minus cos theta is going to be 49 by 64, your answer. Now class, moving to the second part, that is cot square theta we have to calculate. That is going to be simple because we have the value of cot theta, and the squaring the value, given value, that is 7 oblique 8, is going to be 49/64. Okay class. Now class, moving to the next question, that is question 8. First of all, we need to understand or read out the question, that is, if 3 cot A equals to 4, check whether 1 minus tan square A oblique, or you can say divided by 1 plus tan square A equal to cos square A minus sin square A. So here you need first look at the question. We are given with the value of cot A. Once again we need to calculate the value of tan A, and we need to put it in the equation and check whether 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A equals to the value of cos square A minus sin square A. So don't, you need, first of all, don't worry, or you don't see that question is very complex. The question is very easy. You need to just calculate the value of tan A, cos A and sin A, and substitute the value in the given equation, and you will left out with your answer. So we need to verify that the value of 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A equals to value of cos square A minus sin square A. Therefore, starting with our answer, first of all see what we are given. Here class, we are given that 3 cot A equals to 4, as I mentioned in the earlier. 3 cot A equals to 4 means 3 into cot equals to 4. That is, I can transpose 3 into the right hand side. So the value is going to be like cot A equals to going to be 4 by 3. Now we know that cot A equals to so class, we have calculated the value of cot A, that is 4 by 3, and also we know that cot A equals to 1 by tan A, or you can say that cot A is the reciprocal of tan A. So when I reverse the value 4 by 3 into 3 by 4, we will get the value of tan A. Okay class, so the tan A is going to be 3 by 4. For your instance, let us see, we have cot 4, we know that cot A is equals to 4 by 3. Also we know that cot A is equals to 1 oblique tan. So substituting the value, you get tan equals to 1 by cot A. Okay class, so tan A is going to be 1 by 4 by 3. This 3 is going to be the upper way. Okay, so you will have the value that is tan 3 by 4. Okay class, now we have the value of tan A, so we can put it the value, we can find the tan square A. So tan square A is going to be the square of 3 ratio 4, you can say, 3 divided by 4. So the tan square A, tan A is going to be 3 by 4, and the tan square A is simply, class remember, tan square A is just simple, because tan square A means tan A into tan A. Okay class, it means tan A into tan A. So just multiplying the two time value of tan together, so you will get tan square A to be 9 divided by 16. Now moving class further, substituting the value in the given equation, 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A, it is going to be 1 minus 9 divided by 16 equals to 16 minus 9. As the values will be going like this, we have the equation like this: 1 minus 9 by 16 upon 1 plus 9 by 16, like in the previous question you have did it. So it is going to be like 16 minus 9 upon 16, 16 minus 9 upon 16. So 16 will be cancel out, and you will be here plus, so you will be left out with the 60 minus 9 upon 16 plus 9, that is 7 by 25. Okay class, so the 1 minus tan square A oblique 1 plus tan square A is going to be 1 minus 9 by 16 upon 1 plus 9 by 16 equals to 16 minus 9 divided by 16 plus 9, that is 7 by 25. So class, the question was, we need to prove that 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A is going to equal to the cos square A and minus sin square A. Therefore there is a one step more that we need to find, that is we have to calculate the cos value of cos and sin. Therefore we need know that tan A is equals to 3 by 4, so we need to calculate the third side, because cos and sin ratio include the hypotenuse side also. We are only provided with the perpendicular and the base side, so we know that class, the tan A is going to be equal to 3 by 4, that is perpendicular upon base. Therefore class, perpendicular is going to be the 3 and the base is going to be 4. So we need to calculate the third side, that is by Pythagoras theorem, the square of hypotenuse square. The hypotenuse square is going to be equal to base square plus perpendicular square, that is hypotenuse square is equal to 4 square plus 3 square, and the hypotenuse is going to be 5 root 25, and it is going to be 5. So you have calculated hypotenuse, that is going to be 5. Now class, moving to the our question, that is cos, we need to find cos square A and sin square A. So we know that cos A equals to base upon hypotenuse, so we have calculated the base, that is 4, and we have also calculated the hypotenuse, that is going to be 5. Similarly cos square A is going to be cos A into cos A, or you can say that square of 4 by 5. So square of 4 by 5 is going to be 16 by 25. Similarly we are going to calculate class here sin A, that is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is sin A square equals to 3 just wait a minute, that sin A is going to be 3 by 5 square equals to 9 by 25. And now since we have the sin square A and cos square A, we are going to put it in the equation, sin square cos square A minus sin square A. The cos square A was 16 by 25 and sin square A was 9 by 25, that is 7 by 25. So class, you have seen that when you calculated the value of 1 plus tan square A, 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A, the value was 7 by 25, and when you calculated the value of cos square A minus sin square A, the value was again 725. So from the equation 1 and 2, you have seen that 1 minus tan square a upon 1 plus tan square a equals to cos square a minus sin square a. That is, according to the question, we are given that we need to prove that the value of 1 minus tan square a upon 1 by plus tan square a equals to cos square a, and we have also seen that or proved that in the question that both the values are same. Therefore, yes, it is equal. Therefore, the thing that we need to prove is complete. Now moving to the next question, class. Question 9. In a triangle ABC, which is right angle at B, and the value of tan A is given to be 1 by 3, we need to calculate, what we need to calculate is, we need to find the value of sin A dot cos C plus cos A dot sin C. So here the dot, you know that, I hope you understand in the first question that dot here is means signify the sign of multiplication. So class, the second part is similar to the first one, that is cos A dot cos C minus sin A sin C. We are going to solve both the parts. Now delaying any further, let's get started. So we are given that tan A equals to 1 by 3 root 3, or also we know that, so here from we know that we are given that, class, tan A equals to 1 by root 3, and we know that it is perpendicular upon base. So calculating here, from value of perpendicular is going to be 1 and the value of base is going to be root 3 for angle A only. Remember, the angle is also in consideration. So perpendicular is going to be 1 and base is going to be 3, class. Further, now using Pythagoras theorem, because we have to calculate cos A and cos C as well as sin A, so we need to require the hypotenuse. So using Pythagoras theorem, we will get the hypotenuse. That is, Pythagoras theorem state that the hypotenuse square equals to perpendicular square plus base square. Therefore, in order to calculate hypotenuse, we need to use it every time. So substituting the value of perpendicular, that is 1, and substituting the value of base, that is root 3, we will up with the equation hypotenuse square equals to 1 plus 3. As I mentioned earlier, when you multiply root 2 times, that is like this, the root gets cancelled out, or we will left with the remaining, that is 3 into 3. Okay, class. So the root 3 square is going to be 3, and the square of 1 is also going to be 1. So it is going to be h equals to root 4, and perfect root 4 is going root of 4 is going to be 2, that is AC. Now moving, class, further, we have sin A equals to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is BC upon AC. So substituting the value for any angle sin A. Okay, class, for any angle sin A, perpendicular is going to be BC and hypotenuse is going to be AC. Okay, class. So substituting the value of perpendicular, that is BC, and hypotenuse AC. Now substituting the value of BC and AC, we get sin A equals to, class, 1 by 2. Okay, class. Now the value of cos A. The value of cos A is going to be based upon hypotenuse. Here, if we're talking about the angle A, that is this angle, the base is going to be the AB because this is adjacent to it, and the hypotenuse is going to be AC. Therefore, substituting the value base upon hypotenuse is going to be AB upon AC, that is root 3 by 2. Now, class, moving further, sin C. Now the angle is completely different. This time we have angle C here. First of all, we were talking about angle A, but now we have angle C here. So this time perpendicular is going to be AB and base is going to be BC, and hypotenuse is going to be AC. This is going to be hypotenuse, this is going to be base, and this is going to be perpendicular for the angle, some angle C. Okay, class. So angle C, perpendicular is going to be AB, as I mentioned earlier, because this is the only opposite side to the given angle, and the AC is going to be the longer side and hypotenuse. So therefore, substituting the value, we get AB equals to root 3 and AC equals to 2. The sin C is going to be though root 3 by 2. Now moving further, that is cos C equals to that is cos C. Now we know that for angles, cosine of angle C is going to be based upon hypotenuse. So here base is going to be BC as I pre-mentioned, and hypotenuse is going to AC. Now substituting the value of BC and AC, we get cos C equals to 1 by 2. Now moving further class, solving the first part, that is sin A dot cos C plus cos A dot sin C. Remember class, here sin A and the dot between these two structures, that is this dot, you can see here dot. This dot means the sign, signifies the sign of multiplication, that is sin A multiply cos C, that is sin A multiply cos C, okay, and cos C, cos A multiply sin C. So class, moving further, that is substituting the value of sin A, that is 1 by 2 into value, substituting the value of cos C, that is 1 by 2 again. So substituting the value of sin A cos C cos A sin C, we will get the equation 1 by 2 multiply by 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2 root 3 by 2 multiply root 3 by 2. Class, again when we multiply root 3 by 2 into root 3, we will get 3. So the equation is going to be sound like 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4, that is 4 by 4. When you add, when you multiply 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, it is obviously going to be 1 by 4, and when you multiply root 3 by 2, it is also going to be 3 by 4, and when you add it together, you will get 4 by 4, and it is going to be 1. Therefore your answer is going to be here 1 for the first part, it is going to be the 1. Now class, moving to the another part, that is cos A dot cos C minus sin A dot sin C. Since again the same question, we know the all the values, so we are going to substitute the values and find out what the answer of the second part is. So substituting the value class here, root 3 by 2 into 1 by 2, you will get the equation, that is root 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 into root 3 by 2, and your answer is going to be 0, because both the side equations are same, and when you multiply or solve it, it is going to be 0. For first part the answer was 1, and for the second part the answer was going to be 0. So class, I hope this question is clear to you. Each and every question in the chapter, in the exercise you are covering, is similar to the previous question, and it is totally simple exercise of the trigonometry. So the main question, that was question number 6, I have completed previously, so you need to clear that question, that is important. And now the next question that we are going to complete, that is question number 10. It's also important, so make sure to understand it correctly, okay class. So in question 10, we are given with a triangle PQR, which is right angle at Q, okay. So here it is right angle at Q, and we are also given that PR plus QR, that is this side and this side, here these two sides, this side and this side, the addition of this two side is given to be 25 here class. As you can see, we are given that PR plus QR equals to 25, and PQ is given to be 5. So class, first of all we need to separate out all the sides, and then we have to calculate the values of sin P, cos P, tan P. So we need to find all the remaining two sides, and then we have to calculate sin P, cos P, tan P. Finding the value of sin P, cos P, tan P is very easy, and but just we need to, what we need to do is we need to use Pythagoras theorem, same as in the previous questions we are doing, and then we have to find the remaining two sides, and we then we will move to the value, finding the value of sin P, cos P, tan P. But the trick here is, we are given that PR plus QR equals to 25. So the trick is finding the value of any one of this side, maybe PR or QR, and then finding the side of and finding the value of other. For that we will going to find the value of any of one side first at a time, and then we will find the other side at the end of the Pythagoras theorem, and then we will calculate our value of sin P and cos P. There is just simple trick, we need to calculate the value of PR and QR of only one at a time, and then we will find the other related to the first one. So class, without wasting starting the solution, we are given that class PR plus QR equals to 25, therefore, and PQ equals to 5. Therefore, using Pythagoras theorem, which state that hypotenuse square equals to base square plus perpendicular square, and substituting the value of hypotenuse, that is PR square equals to PQ square plus QR square. Class, we need to calculate, we know that we are given that also, that PR plus QR, as I mentioned, we are given that PR plus QR equals to 25. So utilizing this, we will utilize this PR plus QR. Okay class, we are given that PR, just a wait. We are given that PR plus QR equals to 25, and we are given that PR square equals to, we are also given that PR square minus QR square equals to PQ square. Okay class, so substituting the value of PR and QR from the equation 1, we class, what we will do here is, we are given that PR plus QR equals to 25. Okay class, this is what we are given, and from the, by using Pythagoras theorem, we are occupy this equation also. Okay class, because we are given the value of PQ, and we what we will do here is, we will choose any value that is going to be QR maybe, that is going to be PR maybe, and we will, in the reference to that value, we will substitute the particular value. I will show you here. We are converting the equation in the, we are substituting the value of PR QR here. PR square minus QR square is equals to 5. Now we have come up with the equation number 2, that is PR square minus QR square equals to 25. The first equation was the PR plus QR. So using the first equation class here, substituting the value of, we will substitute the value of QR from the equation 1 in 2, that is, we will use the first equation, that is PR plus QR, and we will calculate the value of QR from here, that is, what is value of class here QR, that is going to be 25 minus PR. Okay class, that is 25 minus PR. This is going to be the value of QR, and I am going to substitute the value of QR in this equation. So when I substitute the value of QR, that is 25 minus PR, so the equation going to be PR square minus 25 minus PR square equals to 25. As I mentioned, I am putting the value of QR from this to this equation, and we will have the value here instead of QR, that is 25 minus PR, as you can see here. Now class, moving further, PR square minus 25 minus PR whole square equals to 25. So PR square minus 6. Now I hope you will understand how I get this. If you not, we are using here I, that is A minus B whole square, that is going to be A square plus B square minus 2AB. Okay class, somewhat like this. So class, putting the value here, you will get 6 to 5 plus PR square minus 50 PR equals to 25. So remember class, here every student, the mistake that every student make is, it doesn't recognize this minus sign outside the bracket. So here remember that you have minus sign in the bracket that we gonna consider in this equation, and when you open the bracket, the sign is going to be changed out completely. Therefore, when in the next step, when I open the equation, the sign changes. The 6 to 5 that is positive going to be negative, PR square that is positive going to be negative. So PR square minus 6 to 5 minus PR square plus 50 PR equal to 25. Here class, PR square will be cancelled out, and we will left out with the value minus 6 to 5, 50 PR and 25. And further moving, we will have 50 PR equals to 650. As 625 move to the right hand side, the negative sign converted once again to the positive one, and 25 plus 625 is going to be 650, and 50 PR equals to 655. Okay, now PR equals to 655 divided by 50, that is going to be 13, that is 50 PR equals to 650, and when you transpose 50 downside, you will have the value like this class, PR equals to 650 divided by 50, and that is going to be 13. So we have the value of 13 PR, that is 13, and when you substitute this value into the equation 1, you will have the value of QRB. Substituting the value of PR that we found in the previous slide, that is 13, when we substituted in the equation 1, PR plus QR equal to 25, you will get QR equals to 25 minus 13, that is 12. So class, we have the value of QR, that is 12, and the value of PR, that is 13, and the value of PQ, that is 15. Now class, moving further, now since we have the three side value, the all value of all the side, that is PR, QR and PQ, now we can begin calculating sin P, cos P and tan P. So for calculating sin P, we know that it is going to be perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So here class, we are talking about this angle this time. Always remember class, choosing a correct angle and correct side is key to the success in this chapter. If you choose wrong side corresponding to the angle, given angle, then the answer is going to be completely wrong. So always remember, here perpendicular to the angle P is going to be the side opposite to it, that is QR, and the hypotenuse is going to be PR. So substituting the value, you will get sin P equals to QR upon PR, that is 12 by 3. Now cos P is going to be, cos P is based upon hypotenuse. For the any angle P, the base is going to be PQ because it is the adjacent side, and hypotenuse is PR, the longest side. So cos P is going to be 5 by 13, and the tan P is going to be perpendicular upon base, that is QR upon PQ for angle P, that is 12 by 5. So in this way class, we have calculated the sin P, cos P and tan P. So I hope class you understand. The main trick was only just to figure out how we're going to calculate the value from this. Okay class, PR plus QR 25. The main question was here to calculate the value of PR and QR from this equation. So you know, now I hope you understand how to calculate using this type of format to calculate the value of any one side. In this type of format, always remember that you are going to calculate the value of any one side only at one time, and you will calculate using that value in the next for the other side at the end of the Pythagoras theorem, or you can say that at the end of the equation. When you solve the first value, at the end you can solve the second one. Now class, moving to the last question of the chapter, that is question 11, and it is the true false statement question. Okay class, so according to the question 11, state whether the following are true or false, justify your answer. We have the 5 small questions, and we need to answer that whether it is true or false. So the first question is going to be, the value of tan A is always less than 1. Is it true class? Let us find out. Let us take, now class, here we are taking the triangle ABC. Here you can see that we have taken a triangle ABC. So here we are assuming mean we can, you are just for instance we are taking that angle A is an 45 degree here. So if you use angle sum property say that in a triangle the sum of three angle A plus angle B and angle C is going to be 180 degree, and we have angle A 45 degree and angle B 90 degree. So your angle C is also going to be 45 degree, that is this angle is also 45 degree and this angle is this 45 degree. In that case class, when you take angle say angle 45 A equal to 45 degree, in that case the value of tan A will be perpendicular upon base, that is AB upon BC, okay, 1. Why this is going to be 1? Yes class, why this is going to be 1? Any answers? Any guesses? I will tell you class, just wait. When class you have taken these both angle 45 degree, then the side opposite to these angle, that is the side opposite to angle C is AB and the side opposite to angle ABC will be equal, as we have done in the previous question number 6, that angle A, whenever angle A equals to angle B or angle C, here for instance we have angle C, whenever angle A equals to angle C, the side AB equals to AB equals to BC. Okay class, when two angles are same, always remember that in the case of 45 degree, just wait class, just wait. Always remember class, in the case of 45 degree, always remember that your sides are going to be equal, that is AB is going to be AB equals to BC, and you can cancel out each other and you will left out with the answer 1. So now moving back to the question class, the statement was that the value of tan A is always less than 1. They are saying that in every possible situation the value of tan A is always going to be less than 1, but here in the case of tan 45 degree, or you can say that for any angle A equals to 45 degree, we found that the value of tan A is equal to 1. So the statement, what we are seeing in the statement is contradictory to the fact that we have found. We have found that the tan 45 degree is equal to 1, but in the statement they are saying that for every possible value of tan A is it going to be less than 1. So the statement is contradictory with what we have found, so it is going to be false. Yes, the statement is wrong since we have founded that the value of tan is equal to 1, not less than 1 in every possible situation. So it means that the given statement is false. So here the answer is going to be false. Okay class. Now moving further to the second portion of the question class, that is going to be secant A equals to 12 by 5 for some value of A. We need to check it class that secant A for some value of angle A, is possible to have the value of angle A 12 by 5, or you can say that secant A is it is correct to say that secant A for some angle A is going to be 12 by 5. So we have to verify that is this value or is this triangle possible or not. Okay class. So for that we will check that, we will make sure that the side hypotenuse, that is AC, have to be the longest side. Okay, but we know that class secant A is equals to hypotenuse upon base, that is reciprocal of cos A, and therefore hypotenuse upon a base is going to be AC by AB, that is 12 by 5. As you can see here, it is going to be the 12 by 5. You just need to make sure that the hypotenuse, in such cases we need to make sure that the hypotenuse is longest side in the case or in the triangle. Therefore we just need to verify that AC is the longest side. In order to find that, we have to also calculate the remaining side, that is BC, that is going to be root 119 in the end of the video. So let us see. I am substituting using the Pythagoras theorem in triangle ABC and substituting the value of hypotenuse and perpendicular and base, and we will have the value like this. Hypotenuse square is going to be the AC square, and perpendicular going to be BC square, and base is going to be AB square for, and then when we substitute the value, we will be finding the value of BC is going to be the AC square minus BC, that is 12 square minus 5 square, and we will arrive on the conclusion that BC is going to be root 119. So class, here the value of BC is going to be root 119, and root 119 is value less than the side AB as well as the side AC. So whenever we find the third side, we have seen that the third side BC is the side which is which is lesser than the longest side. It means that the AC is still the longest side. Therefore the triangle with the value secant A equals to 12 by 5 is possible. Therefore yes, the value of secant A for some angle A is 12 by 5 is possible. The statement is correct, therefore it is going to be true. Hence it is possible, secant A equal to 12 by 5 is possible, therefore your statement is going to be true. Now class, moving further, the third question is, cos A is abbreviation used for the cosecant of angle A. Is it true class or not? As I covered it is in the previous video, tell me that the cos A is abbreviation used for cosecant of angle A. If you said right, then you are wrong, because cosecant of angle A is abbreviation used for cosecant, not for cos, because the abbreviation of cos A is cosine. Cosine of angle A is equal to cos A, so not the cosecant. So here the statement is wrong, your answer is going to be false. Now question 4, is cot A product of cot and A? Is it true or not class? No, as I mentioned in the previous video of mine, that cot A is cotangent of angle A. Cotangent of angle A, not the product of cot A and cot and angle A. Therefore, the statement is wrong. Therefore, cot A is not the product of cot and A. It is going to be false. At cot A is abbreviation used for the cotangent of angle A. Now moving to the last question, part, that is cosecant of sine theta. Sine theta is equal to 4 by 3 for some angle theta. Remember that, class. Sine theta is equal to 4 by 3 for some angle theta, or just let make us class here. The value is going to be notice, the value here is going not to be the sine theta about 4 by 3. It is going to be somewhat like sine theta 4 by 5. Okay, class. So here instead of 3 we are using 5. Okay, class. Remember, instead of 3 we are using 5. So moving further, class. Remember, class, here we, instead of using 4 by 3 we are using 4 by 5. Sin theta is going to be 4 by 5, that is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Or just make sure, let me make sure that you can see this 3. Okay, class. Now sin theta, here we are using sin theta equals to 4 by 5. Therefore, we know that sin theta is equals to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So our perpendicular is going to be 4 and hypotenuse is going to be 5. In such questions, we have to verify that the longest side, that is hypotenuse, is longest among the all three sides. Therefore, we need to calculate the base one, so that we can make sure that the hypotenuse is longest. For finding the base, we are again using the Pythagoras theorem, class. So using the Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square is going to be perpendicular square plus base square. Substituting the value of hypotenuse, that is 5, and substituting the value of perpendicular, that is 4. We need to calculate the base, that is going to be 25 minus 16, as you can see in the step here, that is 25 minus 16. Now moving further, class. The base is going to be root 9, because 25 minus 16 equals to 9, and you have base square, and when you move the square to the right hand side, it is going to be the root 9, and it is will be like this. Therefore, the perfect square of root 9 is 3. So your base is going to be 3, and now we have all the three values, that is hypotenuse equals to 5, base equals to 3, perpendicular equals to 4. Since the hypotenuse is the longest side possible here, therefore, yes, the value of sin theta equals to 4 by 5 is true for any value of angle theta. Since this triangle is possible for sin theta equals to 4 by 5, since hypotenuse is the longer side, so the statement is true. The statement is right, and the answer is true. I hope, class, you have correctly understand what have you learned today. I hope the video of today is very helpful for you in the future as well. So until the next video, bye bye, and practice it all the day, because practice makes a man perfect. So until